If you're a soft plastics guy, you may want to invest in some of this. It's called soft bait glue. It's made specifically for plastics, but it really works on everything. I have a frog here that was ripped apart by a pike teeth. You can see just the rips in it, and it sinks now. So I'm going to take a little bit of this glue and I'm going to just dab a little bit on it, and that'll seal up those cracks so that I can use it again. It's also great for if you're Ned rigging or plastic worms and you catch a couple of fish and then that plastic worm starts to rip apart, you just take a little bit of this, dab it onto it, and it'll revive that plastic. The other thing it's good for is if you're throwing spinner baits and sometimes this knot at the tip of it starts to slide around on the arm, you could take a little bit of the glue, dab a little bit on it, and it'll hold that knot in place right on the place where you need it on that arm. It really works on everything. I fixed a vacuum cleaner with this. I've fixed shoes with this. Everything. It's called soft bait glue. I'm not even sure where you can pick them up, but just check it out. I'm Larry Ladowski, and that's another tip from Midwest Outdoors.
Hey, I'm Tony Roach. I've always been a huge fan of electric fillet knives, especially when you're cleaning a lot of fish. For me, I'm a guide, so I do a lot of fish for a lot of different customers. This is a cordless lithium electric fillet knife. This thing is not only the fastest cordless knife I've ever used, it's the longest lasting. You get 80 minutes of continuous run time. Unbelievable. Absolutely fallen in love with this knife. This is my knife of choice when I'm using electric fillet knives. I'll show you exactly how I go about cleaning my fish with an electric knife. All right, for walleyes, so I always insert my knife kind of right behind the gill plate. I don't want to miss any meat. I know a lot of people go like this. There's quite a bit of meat back here, so I'll run the electric fillet knife right down to the belly. Then I flip the fish over, and I'll turn the blade and run right down the backbone. And then when I get right behind the dorsal fin, I'm actually going to stick that knife all the way through and then come clean out to the tail. Then I just kind of clean it up along the rib cage here. I know a lot of anglers, when they use an electric fillet knife, they go right through the rib cage. I actually go around the rib cage. I skip part of the process there. That way I don't have to go back and clean out any of those bones, but feel my way along there. See, and that's a boneless fillet. There's no ribs in there. I completely skip that out of the process. And then I angle my blade down towards the front of the fillet and then just work it all the way forward. And that's just a really clean, nice fillet. Some of the bigger walleyes or even pike, you can take out the Y bones or pin bones, making it, there's a boneless, clean fillet. It took me about 15 seconds to clean that fish on one side. I've always been a huge fan of the electric fillet knives, especially for the speed factor, but they also are really efficient and you don't waste any meat. Hey, I'm Tony Roach. That was your Midwest Outdoors product tip.